Okay, this is part 2 of the overweight scale video and how to deal with it. I've got this dash cam mounted to the windshield. It's my GoPro, or else I would have just taken and shown you the trailer, but it was kind of a little bit of a headache. Anyway, to move the tandems, you pull this pin underneath the trailer where the wheels are. They're called the tandems, and then you can pull your truck forward and backward and adjust the wheels on your trailer, and that balances the weight. Ideally, you want to have a little bit more weight on your truck tires than you do on the trailer tires, but that's not always going to happen. You know, the world's not a perfect world, and so that's just not always going to happen. In this case, it's definitely not going to happen, but you don't want to be over 34,000 pounds on your tandems or your drives. And this time, because they did it pretty quickly, I think what they did to remedy the 12 or 1,300 pounds overweight was they pulled a couple pallets off of that heavy material. So we're going to see if what they did made a difference here in about 30 seconds when we pull up on this scale. Anyway, this is you know, a lot of places that have really heavy stuff quite often have scales. You know, some places don't though. There's a lot of water places out there that don't, but because they're always putting the same thing in the trailers, they know about what it needs to be. Now, my total weight on that last scale ticket that was overweight on the tandems, my total weight was fine at 77-something thousand pounds. The problem wasn't the total weight, the problem was the weight on the tail end of the trailer. I'm trying to keep my truck from being bouncy while I'm pulling onto the actual scale. Just having a little bit of respect for the machine itself, you know. Speed limit 15 miles an hour. They don't mean on the scale though, that's for sure. Okay, so I'm pulling up here and let's see where we're at. Alright, before we were at 34,000 something, you know, and you see what this did? They took off a couple pallets and they're at 33,400. I'm gonna go ahead and push this button on the scale and get the ticket. Now we're still 3,200 pounds heavier on the tail end than on the drives, which is not ideal, but it's legal, you know. And in the past, I would try to complain about that and have them rework it to try to, you know, get it a little bit closer to even or a little bit heavier on the front than the back. But I'm trying to make money, and it's a little bit bouncier of a ride when it's heavier in the back like that. But that's not such a big discrepancy that it's enough to cry about. But I've been to places like Saya, where they've had it over 10,000 pounds heavier on the tail end of the trailer than the front of the trailer. In other words, you're like a bad pendulum back there in a situation like that. But anyway, I'm at the Shaw plant over here on exit 310 on 75. So I can't remember the Shaw plant the plant number, but these guys are pretty good. I mean, I was in and out of there even with an overweight within 30 minutes. This whole process didn't take very long to get done, remedied, and rolling again. Anyway, life is good. I'm going to stop this video now. Let me take a look and tell you what Shaw plant this is. This is Shaw plant 8S, I think, but it's on Union Grove Road in Adairsville, Georgia. Pretty good guys over here. Pretty good. That was a pretty fast process. I'm pretty happy with it. Anyway, life is good. Keep on trucking.